Welcome to Skye's Sweaty Record Review, episode 26, the only new record review show hosted by a French professor immediately after jumping off an elliptical at the YMCA. Yes, I'm a French professor, and yes, I actually get to review a French album today. I'm pretty excited about that. I think I finally convinced the algorithm on Tidal that I listen to French music because they're starting to show me some. You have to work really hard to push those algorithms around to give you what you want. I was looking up examples of extreme racism on YouTube to show my class, and now I can't go on YouTube. It's too horrifying. Anyway, speaking of algorithms and showing me things that I want, I almost didn't review the album I'm going to review today. Today I'm going to be reviewing Gaël Faye and his album Des Fleurs, which means flowers in French, if you don't know. And I almost reviewed an album by someone named Metro Boomin. And this frustrated me because my last episode, I talked about the Prodigy and Swizz Beatz, and I compared these two greats of the 90s staying relevant. But what I could have done, should have done? I don't know. What I could have done was compare Swizz Beatz with Metro Boomin. Both of them are era-defining producers of hip-hop music who made albums this week in which they rap, even though they're not good rappers, as a way to show off their dynamism and to put into relief the giants that they are in hip-hop. One of the 2010s, one of the 1990s. That would have been a great comparison. But I just couldn't do it. I couldn't listen to Metro Boomin that much. As you all know, I struggle with trap music, with mumbling rap, the heavy bass, the tic-tac, the just constant talking about cough syrup. Yeah. So I got to the second track, and I just said, I can't do it. I'm sorry, Metro Boomin. I like some of his stuff, but I couldn't do it. And what I ended up doing was I looked around and I found this French album. And I listened to it and I was like, phew, there's some good music. And then I was recoiled in horror because that's one of my least favorite dichotomies in music, which is people who don't like hip-hop and they like certain hip-hop. They find it just uncomfortable and too shocking and of no intellectual value, and so they just seize on a couple different artists as examples of why they like hip-hop. I don't like rap, but I like blank hip-hop artists. I don't like rap, but I like The Roots, Beastie Boys, MC Solar. There's a whole category of rappers that feel safe for people who feel like they don't like rap, but want to seem interesting or that they're in it. And so what I'm reviewing today is a perfect example of that. Gaël Faye Des Fleurs. But it's a great album. That's the problem. The Roots are great. Beastie Boys is great. MC Solar is usually great. But it's a different kind of hip-hop. It's a lot more comforting for people who feel that when they listen to songs about cars and women and cough syrup, that they have no home. So I'm going to be reviewing that, Des Fleurs by Gaël Faye. I'd like to really focus on one song that gets the Skye stamp and is, I would say, the most exemplary song in the entire album. It's called By, B-Y. Lots of different ways you could spell that. Interesting. And what's amazing is the production. It's produced by a guy who produced half of this very short 20-minute album. A guy named Guillaume Poncelet, improbably French name. And I did a little bit of research to listen to him because he was so prominent on this album. And he's like a real musician. He releases albums that are just piano, kind of downbeat piano music. Original composition, just a piano playing. It's how is this guy making hip-hop? Well, very well is the answer. The song Bye starts off with very kind of low-key piano, and then it picks up with a very nice kind of solid funk beat. The rapping is smooth. He's a very smooth rapper. He raps in French, so if you don't speak French, you might have a little trouble there. But he raps in French, and it's just so well produced. Horns start coming in, a little chorus comes in the background, but not too loud. And then there's a trumpet solo. And I don't know how many trumpet solos there are in hip-hop. Very, very few, I assume. But it just lends this whole song this complete feel. And it's excellent. His rhyming is very His style is very laid back. I think that's part of what makes him one of these sort of safe rappers that people might like. He enunciates very clearly. He speaks with very little slang. And when he does, I don't know. I mean, there's a song called Jackie Jackie Jack, which I think is about cannabis. And if it is about cannabis, it's the most poetic song ever about smoking dope. But it could be about something else. I'm not actually sure. I could only listen to it once. That was what I got from listening to it and a brief check of the Urban Dictionary. There seems to be a sort of general commentary on the nature of travel and place. It's probably important to mention here that he is a very typical French rapper in that he is an immigrant to France. But unlike many others, he was more of a refugee as opposed to a simple immigrant. His mother was from Burundi, his father was French, and they had to flee during the massacres, and he ended up setting up, like most French rappers, in the suburbs of Paris. And so that kind of, the struggle for identity, the struggle of being half black and half white, the struggle of feeling French and not French, is one that's at the heart of a lot of French rap. And in this, it's not like the centerpiece. It's not everything that it's about, but it's definitely there in some of the rhymes. There's a lot about tourism, it seems. There's a song called Tropical, which has like a dancehall reggae rhythm, and it seems to be a comment on and participating in tourism. So like he starts it off saying it's going to be basically a tourist guide, and he sort of takes you through. And at one point he has this great line where he says, "Bienvenue chez moi, chez eux." So welcome to my house, their house. And it's unclear if he's talking about like being a tourist and feeling like, hey, I'm home, but it's their home. Or if he lives in a place with lots of tourists and he says, this is my home, now it's theirs. I don't know how Baudelarian he's getting. Oh, jeez. Woo, super French professor time. There's also a pretty interesting, the first track is called Brésilien, something to do with Brazil. And it has a Brazilian sound, although very slow Brazilian song. It has a guest rapper and singer who's from Brazil. So it has a very international feel, more than just listening to someone from France. He's also apparently a novelist. He wrote a book called Petit Pays, which is about his experience. I haven't read it yet. I think I will. He seems like, which again just furthers this narrative of him being the kind of safe rapper where people go, oh, I don't like rap, but I like Gaël Faye. Despite that feeling, I would say this is definitely worth listening to. It's probably better than Metro Boomin. And if I had to give it a not 3 word. First of all, check out the cover too. Isn't that a great cover? I mean, I just love the yellow, and the people dancing and wearing the kind of revolutionary masks. It kind of indicates what the album is going to be, like fun and upbeat and bright, but also a little bit dark and a little bit about the difficulties of the human condition. I mean, the album ends with a song called Dinosaurs, saying, where are the dinosaurs? Sort of implying that, we might be the dinosaurs. So, my 3-word review for Des Fleurs by Gaël Faye. I would say it is smooth, engaging, and well produced. Okay, that's 4 words. I don't care. No one's watching this, right? 2-day-old coffee. Yes, it's very smooth. His delivery is smooth. Yeah. Okay, actually, I forgot the second word. Oh boy! All right. I'm not going to talk about the TVs because all they were talking about was the fact that it's voting day. I don't need to say that, but I will say that I'm next to a guy. When I'm on the elliptical, there's always this one guy who shows up and I call him JJ Supersweat because he's an old dude, very awesome. I mean, he has his socks pulled up to his nipples. He's this super old dude who just gets on the elliptical and puts his head down and just goes as hard as he possibly can for like half an hour. And there's just sweat flying off him. And I have my coffee cup with water and I like sort of try to cover it to make sure that it doesn't get covered. But like I really admire him because he's an older guy who works out like a devil. But I hate being next to him because it's just sweat. Anyway, so I was next to JJ Supersweat. I don't know his real name. I don't talk to people in the gym. I have no idea what I'm going to do for a... okay, here we go. For trivia, the answer is Mr. Poopy Butthole. Okay, so that was Skye's Sweaty Record Review. Gaël Faye des Fleurs. Oh, hey, if you don't speak French, I think it's okay to listen to. It's not too difficult. It's very agreeable and very listenable. Okay, there's the camera. I love my new catchphrase. It's so stupid. Oh, I have to bring the harp to Goat.